If knowledge is power and wisdom is strength, then surely writing is a sword because it can be both. But what I ask of you is publication. Hello, my name is Donzel Mojica. I am 15 years old, and this is my third year of college. Today I have a presentation for you on the art of publication. Now, I'm sure we're all fairly familiar, right? You just write something, you go take it to a publisher, get it printed somehow, and then you sell it. So that's the goal, you want to make some money. But, and if you look at the definition, that makes sense, which according to Webster is the act of producing a book, magazine, etc., and making it available to the public. The problem with this definition is why I don't like it, is that you can just go take your pen, write something on a piece of paper, sign your name and the date for copyright purposes, and then to get it to the public, you can just go and throw it in the floor. And anybody who walks by is welcome to read it, and technically it has a self-published manuscript right there. Now, granted, that won't do anything to help you as a writer or a publisher, but hey, that option's always out there. And actually, it does bring out the common question that most writers ask themselves of whether to risk self-publication or to go through the help of the publisher. Now, before the internet, writers who didn't have enough money to self-publish, which means you would have to buy a massive amount of books, just get them all printed, 100 or 1,000 at one time, and then go and sell them. Would have to go through a publisher because, come on, where would you store that? And you're just working a day job as a writer and trying to get yourself to be a writer. Now, granted, the writer was trying to make, or the publisher was trying to make money too. So if they didn't think your book was going to sell, they weren't going to print it. Though if you managed to pitch your publisher into thinking you had something worthwhile, then they would try to print it and sell the living daylights out of it. But then, of course, you kind of have to have a contract with the publisher, and there are some stipulations. And this can vary, but for the most part, generally, you might lose the rights to reissue, abridge, edit, or print, or you might also sign yourself to exclusively publish further novels with the publisher. And of course, you would share a large percentage of the profit with the publisher too. And sometimes they take all the profit and they just buy the books, rights, and story from you right at the start. Now, as a writer, this can be kind of frightening that the thing you just worked on for months on end can just go away like that, and you have no control over it. But luckily, there's the alternative, self-publication. However, if you decide to go this route, suddenly you will find yourself with the responsibility to print, market, distribute, store, sale, account for, build your brand further, along with further writing whatever else you do to keep a roof over your head. Because if you're an emerging writer, you're not going to be able to just write. That's just not going to happen. Unless you want to start with it. But on the flip side, publishers also working with hundreds of other writers who are just as eager to sell their book, and if yours is kind of iffy, and that book you spent all the time writing goes right back to the ground again to be stumbled upon. So you can, in a way, you can kind of think of publication like this. If you publish through a publisher, you're like sailing a boat down a crowded river with lots of ports. Lots of opportunities arrive, but there is a heavy, and some of them turn out good, but there's a heavy tax to pay to the publisher. On the other hand, self-publication is a lot like digging a trench with a shovel and filling it with the garden. One day you might end up with the Mississippi, but it's not going to happen overnight. Although take into account, this was before the internet became a tool. Self-publishing has changed greatly since then. Currently, if you want to sell a book, all you have to do is post an ad on eBay and bam, you get it to your customer right away. But better yet, you can just skip printing and sell ebooks, and then they can download it instantly upon buying it. But for the people who still want a printed book, then you have pod services, otherwise known as print on demand, where all you do is set up a website, some light clicks up button, and in 3 to 5 business days it ends up on your doorstep. sell your books to people out the country through this, but it takes a little bit longer to ship. Now, depending on what service you sign up for, you might want/need to buy an ISBN number prior to publishing, so that you can track where and when your book is sold. But it's not necessary under certain circumstances on uncertain selling platforms. Also, as a self-publisher, it's important to keep in mind the claiming of copyrights, which if you publish through a publisher, you kind of go under their wing of protection if you were ever sued. But luckily, it's pretty easy to do if you're self-publishing. Pretty much all you need to add is a little copyright, your name here, and then the year, along with your stipulations like all reproductions are strictly prohibited without written consent from the author, or something along that lines. And something as small as that can protect you from a world of trouble if you were sued. However, if you're going to sue somebody else, then you need to go register with the United States Copyright Office, which actually is a thing. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay, so this sounds great, right? You can get your book out to the world. You can keep complete control of it, and you might even make a few dollars off it if you're smart. However, publishing is a business venture. It needs to be run as such. If you expect people to buy your one book, or more or less find your one book, among the 4.54 billion estimated pages of internet, then I've got a bridge to sell you, and it goes over somebody else's much larger river. See, not only do you have to compete with other writers and their blogs and whatever else they're doing to sell themselves, but you also compete with pretty much anybody who has a Facebook page. I know it sounds crazy, but look at it like this. Each time you post, you're technically publishing a note or a manuscript. Granted, it probably won't always read on the same level of detail or quality writing, but the upper hand goes further to that. See, because if you see a post from a new writer who you've never heard of before about the first book, and you see a post from your best friend about the rabbit, which one would you click on? Now, granted, I'm just going to take a random guess and say most of 4-H will probably click the rabbit, but I could be wrong. Hence the dilemma of marketing. How do you beat the other competitors? How do you make other people interested in your products when they don't know who you are and really don't care at all? And it's a tough question. But there are some strategies, and surprisingly, one of the most prevalent strategies involves working on other projects. For example, you see, most novelists nowadays can't get away with just writing books. The nature of how fast media moves prevents that. Books take time and allow people to want to invest that time in somebody they never heard of or a book they've never heard of. So what do you do to breach this mindset? Well, pretty much anything that can get your name out there in a positive way. Now, this might include writing a blog or producing a podcast, which surprisingly people are more interested to read because they're like, oh, it just takes 2 minutes, or oh, hey, I'm in the car, I'll just go listen to that, whatever. And no, I'll just try one. And also because they feel like they can be closer connected through commenting or sharing it, or hey, did you hear this? And it's short, so it's not like it's a big commitment. And then you can also try contributing to a magazine or a blog or a newsletter or something like that, which you can boost your position because now you're associated with something else. Like you're committed to reading this newspaper, right? And then somebody you've never heard of writes an article. You're more likely to read that because, hey, I'm already reading this newspaper. Why not? Granted, nobody reads newspapers anymore, so that's kind of going out. But it can still work. And also, you can try becoming a public speaker for an event, possibly talking about writing or for other aspiring writers, because then you have that event boosting you because they want to sell seats. So then they're hyping you up, so that can happen. To sum it all up, the point is to find a way to earn yourself enough credibility that when you attach your name to a project, you get your reaction along the line of, hey, I've heard of that, or I wonder if that's as good as this blog, or something like that. Or to find connections with your audience. For example, if we revisit the scenario with the rabbit and the writer, and said that both are 4-H projects, which would most 4-Hers choose? Truthfully, I'm not sure, but this might help you a bit. But this constant rewarding for different groups of people is what makes publication art. There is no one way to get your book out to the world. Rather, there is a whole ocean of possibilities, and it's up to you to choose the path to follow. I conclude. Are there any questions?
How did you choose your subjects on your talk today?
Well, I've been kind of interested in writing. I've been writing for a few years, and I'm looking forward to publication and reading a bunch of other stuff. And so when I was looking for a topic, I was like, oh, I should choose that.
Okay. feel the future of actual books is in the future?
It's probably going closer to digital format, or maybe less so books and more so blogs.
Any other questions? What kind of?
What genre of book do you typically like to write?
Generally fantasy that bases it off of someplace in the real world that you've